Van, sportbiketractor.com, and today we're going to do a Hotbodies Windscreen install on our 2015 Yamaha YZF-R1 STG project bike. They sent two. They sent their Grand Prix screen, which is a dual radius, and their stock replacement, which is a single radius screen. Hotbodies is first to the market with the windscreen for the all-new R1, and we ordered a whole bunch. They're available and in stock here right now. We're going to run you through what it takes to install the screen on this 2015 R1. First thing we have to do is there's these two little closeout panels here on either side. Okay, we need to remove those so we can get in and unplug the wiring harness for the mirror. You need to be able to get the mirrors off both sides before we're able to get this front nose fairing off. To do this, we have two 4mm Allens that are right here on the side. A little tight access here. You're able to get a T-handle in there and remove that. And then we have a push pin that's right here next to the gauge cluster. Just got to get in here, depress the center, and that will release it. Pull up on it, and it comes out. It is reusable, just like that. Once you have that off, go ahead and grab it here at the back and pull up. There is a push pin that goes through a rubber grommet to secure it in place. You can see that right here, locks in right there. Okay, now we have access to our mirror. Here is the wiring harness for the mirror, right here. The turn signal, right, is integrated into the mirror, and that's what we're unplugging right now. Next up, 10mm socket on a ratchet. We're going to loosen up the fasteners for the mirror. Just two nuts. And this will allow us to get the mirror off the bike. This isn't a very difficult install at the end of the day. Kind of like the way they've got this motorcycle put together. Okay, pull your mirror out, like so. And now we'll go to the other side and repeat the same process that I just showed you. Looks just a little bit different. I'll begin with that little fastener right here. And once we do that, jump in over here, get that push pin. Like so. Okay, once we have that out of the way, jump in here and move the closeout panel. Like so. Now we're ready to remove the mirror. When we come back, this mirror will be off and we're going to begin taking the nose fairing off the motorcycle. Okay, mirrors are off. We've got two fasteners, one on either side. They are right here. Okay, 4mm, just like the others that we used to remove that little closeout panel. We need to get these off, and then we will remove the nose fairing from the motorcycle, and we'll be able to change the windscreen without any issue. Some of the other manufacturers for the windscreens are really behind. Hotbodies reacted pretty quickly to this bike, which is good because there is definitely a need for windscreens in the market right now. We're going to see how this bad boy fits. Okay, now that I've got the fasteners out, I've got the mirrors off, right, we're going to grab this fairing like so and pull down and forward. Pulls it right off, just like that. Now, the windscreen. It is held on with 4 well nuts. we go ahead and loosen those and then install the hot body screen. These are, at the end of the day, they're just 4 little 20 Torx T20s. Now we use all the hardware here, of course. If you want to, you can buy some colored hardware if you want to, juice the bike up a little bit aesthetically. Got all that stuff available on the website as well. The design of the hot body screen varies a little bit from the stock Yamaha screen. I'm going to show you that once we get this off. The stock Yamaha screen is probably one of the most complex designs that I've seen. And looking at the Hotbodies design, they really simplified it quite a bit. So kind of curious as to how well that will work. I'm sure they've already test fit and discovered there was no need to take it to the same level that Yamaha had. Okay, here is that stock Yamaha screen. You can see there are a bunch of tabs, right, that are actually built into it. They lock in place on that nose fairing. Okay, let's slide that out of there right now. Put this over to the side. And now we're going to take our well nuts and we're going to reuse these on our hot body screen. Give you a look here at these two. This is the dual radius screen that I have here. Okay, you can clearly see what they've eliminated. Okay, they have this tab right here, which you couldn't do without. They've eliminated these two and this. Okay, so let's see what the end result is. Our well nuts in here. You're going to want to install these from bottom up. Kind of work them through like so. You can see how I did that. Do that for each one of the 4. And then we will slide this into that nose fairing and get it back on the bike. By going with a dual radius screen, you're going to get yourself a little more aerodynamics, a little more bubble to get under. Okay, now back to our nose fairing. Grab our screen. Here is the one tab, right, centrally located that is remaining. Got that push down in here, and you can see that they've included a couple other holes here. So if you're using just race body work, okay, you could actually use 6 fasteners instead of just the 4 at the top. Our stock fasteners in here. Side. Holes are lining up perfectly. The logos on the windscreen, those are literally just stickers. If that's something that you want to run without, they come right off, which is kind of nice. Some of the other brands, they actually have their logos molded onto the screen, so you can't do that. But Hotbodies, they're only stickers. So if you want to take those off, you can do that. Okay. Looks to fit nicely. Now let's get it on the motorcycle. This is going to change the installation process just a little bit because, we're not using these tabs right here that were actually part of that windscreen. Everything else will remain the same. What I like to do is get this bad boy kind of lined up right here. If you want to come around, Tyler, so they can see it. You'll see it here on both sides with the actual mirror mounts. Get that lined up, and then we're going to go ahead and push that into place like so. Now we have our fasteners, one on either side. It's one of the easier screen installs, and there's a little bit of disassembly, but you know, you're not really tugging and pulling on anything because you're actually pulling the nose fairing right off the motorcycle. Okay, over to the other side here. Those snugged up. Now we'll get the mirrors back on the bike. Remember, the mirrors actually help retain the upper fairing as well. Make sure you remember to plug in your turn signals. On each side. This one here. Come on over to our other side, and we'll tighten them all up at once. Turn signal. Grab our ratchet and snug both sides up. To the other side, and then we'll just be left basically with those closeout panels. Not much left here. This may be a case of over-engineering on Yamaha's part with all the complexity they molded into that windscreen. Because what I'm seeing here, looks like it'll work out just fine with the Hotbodies screen. Closeout panels. Those back in place. Other side, we are done. Pretty simple job. Shouldn't take you much more than 15, 20 minutes. Screen's available on multiple colors. We go with clear because remember, this motorcycle, right, probably spends more time on the racetrack than it does on the street. And that makes clear my color of choice. Fastener here. Snug that bad boy up and we're all done. Like so. Okay. the end of the day, you know, you've lost the connection here with the upper fairing stay, which is roughly, you know, probably, you know, an inch to two above the mirror, but you know, you have a ton of stability in here for the nose fairing. You know, so I would say that Hotbodies was able to really simplify the design of the screen and offer it to market right now. We have them available here in dark smoke, clear, single radius, and dual radius. This is the Hotbodies windscreen install on our 2015 Yamaha YZF-R1 STG project bike. I'm Brian Van, sportbiketrackgear.com.